I'd like to bring in Mr. A. Saranavan of the DMK as well on this. Mr. Saranavan, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar has said Parliament is supreme and there is no authority above Parliament. Do you agree, sir?
See, I think Mr. Dhankhar is belittling his post. He's angling for promotion. But we have to remind him that except Mr. K.R. Narayanan, nobody other vice president in the history of India has become the president, and he's not going to become one. He knows pretty well. I think he was a Supreme Court senior lawyer. He knows pretty well that India is a constitutional democracy, which means that the constitution is supreme. None of the three organs, neither it is executive, judiciary, or the parliament, is supreme. And only in the British constitution, that is in the British parliament, is all powerful, where they say the British parliament can do anything except make a man a woman and a woman a man. That is not the case with the Indian parliament and the thing we have adopted. After the advent of this basic structure doctrine, the parliament cannot modify the basic structure, which is secularism, the rights, and the federalism of this state. So when that is so, how can he claim that the parliament is supreme? When the parliament makes a law, and if it violates the constitution, it is the Supreme Court or the High Court which can call it out. It is called the
but the question, and this is something that... Mr. Dhankhar last week also, Mr. Saranavan, the reason I ask you this is because you're a lawyer yourself. And what Mr. Dhankhar spoke about last week was about Article 142. He claims that, it's a nuclear missile against democratic forces. Are we saying there's no space in this country, Mr. Saranavan, to criticize, to raise questions of the judiciary? Does that make the judiciary supreme then?
See, it's not about criticizing. See, they say... famously, they said we are final but not infallible. Supreme Court is the final arbiter. It doesn't mean that they cannot go wrong. You can criticize. But the kind of language, the uncouth language the BJP MPs are using against the Supreme Court, how can we tolerate that? And who is egging on that? Mr. Dhankhar is egging on that. And why can't Mr. Dhankhar say, no, the BJP MP should not have spoken that way? Can they belittle the post of the Chief Justice of India? That will lower the image of judiciary. Independence of judiciary is one of the basic structures. You can't tinker with that. And by this intemperate outburst, why the BJP is afraid? Why have they not taken action against Mr. Nishikant Dubey and other people who are speaking against the CJI? Why? Because he has called out that something is unconstitutional. Why are they so afraid? See, they are a minority. BJP is in minority. They don't have the capacity to take on the Supreme Court. They cannot do that. Even if Mr. Dhankhar keeps saying this again and again, any number of jurists or any number of legal propositions or whatever we have gone in the last, we have metamorphosed into the last 70 years, they will not be able to dilute that. That is why they wanted to change the constitution, which is not possible.
You're saying these are motivated attacks. This is motivated criticism of the judiciary. Point taken, Mr. Saranavan. Thank you very much for joining us here on India Today with your view on what Vice President Dhankhar has to say. I want you to listen once again to what the Vice President has said this time on the judiciary, essentially highlighting that to him, Parliament is supreme.
Constitution is for the people, and its repository of safeguarding it is that of elected representatives. They are the ultimate masters as to what constitutional content will be. There is no visualization in Constitution of any authority above Parliament. Parliament is supreme. And that being the situation, let me tell you, it is as supreme as every individual in the country, part of we the people, is an atom in democracy. And that atom has atomic power. And that atomic power is reflected during elections. And that is why we are a democratic nation.